Lucky Boys Podcast.
It's so significant. It's so real. It's so unbelievable and surreal.
Yeah.
That, you know, it's just changing the way we all live. It's changing the way we all think. It's bringing out some of the best in people. It's bringing out some of the worst in people. It's going to be a new world. I think when we come out of this, I really believe it's going to be a new world.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be the world that what we were in before. That's for damn sure. I'm positive of that. I think things will go back to normal.
Yeah.
In terms of, you know, people going out, socializing, having fun. But at the same time, there will be micro changes that'll lead to macro changes. I think it'll take place, and I think it'll happen very quickly. We live in a time where things are changing more rapidly than any other era of the human race. You talk about digital transformation, technology, communication, transportation, logistics.
What industries do you think it's going to have the most effect on?
Well, the number one industry I think it'll impact is travel. I think they're going to take measures. I mean, they have to. I just can't see a world where the travel industry just don't give a fuck. I just, if they're responsible and they care about their earnings and the future of their company and just kind of protecting themselves against this, future-proofing themselves. I mean, that's what a lot of companies try to do, is grow, but at the same time, kind of future-proof themselves.
Yeah.
I think that's smart. You know, if you're fortunate enough to be in a stage of thriving where you don't need to survive, that's a really great place to be, especially in a time like this where the economy is low, right? There's not too many people buying. There's so many companies that's going out of business or struggling to stay alive, and basically great buying opportunities if you're a buyer, because it will be a buyer's market. You know, it's definitely certainly not a seller's market.
Well, when it stabilizes, right?
Right.
Now
If you have all the money, you can, if you're in a position of power, if you're a company with major funds, just billions locked up, you got 9 figures just sitting there, and you're seeing all these great buying opportunities.
Like Warren Buffett, you know, he was saving his cash to get into something big.
Yeah. Who knows what he might buy?
Yeah.
He could buy a Fortune 100 that's going, that the cash flow's not right, and he sees. I mean, no one's gonna want to get in the airline industry.
Yeah, I know. Recently, he made a huge chunk of selling in the major airlines that he owned.
Right.
So
no one really wants to get in that now because there's just gonna be too much of an uphill climb.
Yeah.
So they, as I was saying before, they're gonna have to make changes in order to restore faith in the public, to show that, because they did a lot of things wrong. Just about everything you could do wrong, they got it wrong. You know, with the stock buybacks, with how they handled some of the cases. You know, they knew that there was this thing going on, but they were still allowing flights to go through. They didn't do an emergency cutoff. There was just a lot of things wrong, and some of the people, their employees, they didn't properly protect them. You know, so it's just not really a good look. Not really a good look.
Yeah.
Not really admirable. They're not being in the Forbes top admired company. I'll tell you that right now. But yeah, I see travel is going to have to make a significant change. They're really behind the wheel. I think cruise lines, they're going to have to get creative, right? I don't think travel companies are going to go out of business totally. Like, people are going to want to go back on cruises. You know,
people will want to travel.
That's
still.
a fantastic idea. Cruise. You know, there's a huge market for that.
Yeah.
And same thing with flights. I mean, people are not just going to get on they're going to still get on planes, you and I included, but they're just going to have to make significant changes in the airline that's able to do that and create that wrinkle. I think they're going to be very successful. I think they're going to look very good. A lot of people are going to admire that company. People will pay a little bit more to sit on those planes rather than this company. But they're, like I said, if you're prepared, you're in a space where you can thrive in this area. This is where most billionaires are made, man, and millionaires, right? If you can make a couple of right choices and you have the liquidity or the capital to do that, because right now cash is king, you got it. You got it. You know, you could purchase your competitors out. You can purchase another profitable company, but they just couldn't have a leg to stand on.
Yeah.
So you can increase that into your portfolio. There's just a lot of moves strategically that a company can make. And if they make the right ones, they get a couple of them right. All they need to do is get one or two right. And that can be the difference between the next 10 years
Yeah.
of their stock price
Yeah.
or the valuation of the company, or their personal wealth.
So pretty much like
They're worth-
future proofing, like for another pandemic.
I think that's key.
Yeah.
I think that's key. You know, before this happened, just personally, what I was doing, I was having this conversation. Like, maybe it's a really good idea to have cash on hand. I think a lot of things may go on sale.
Yeah.
You know, just if you look at it from a more like I guess a smaller one person out of like a whole big corporation or company.
Yeah.
Just from a single buyer. You know, people like us. If we're not talking about business from on that sense, you can look at cars right now, for example, right? You could look at it in a real micro way. If you look at cars, there's car companies out there, Ford, GMC, Toyota, Lexus, right? They are offering 0% financing for like 72 to 84 months.
Damn.
Ridiculous.
Wow.
Right now, Q1 inventory, the numbers came out terrible. Q2, Q3, it's going to be the same.
Yeah.
So, and then with the year-end sales event, holy shit.
I wonder what the deals will be.
Holy shit. So they gotta get rid, you know, the way the car dealerships work, that they have to move. They have to move product to get that extra kicker. The cars can't sit on a lot. They have to sell them.
Yeah.
So they have to figure it out. They have to move them. So they're offering 0% APR on top of discounts. It's
Like
not
the
like
cashbacks.
It's not like this is the MSRP. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
cashbacks, there's kickbacks, and like I said, it's a buyer's market. You can negotiate your way into moving the MSRP closer to invoice.